Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. We've got LA and Stevie here in the studio, and Julian Laurent is joining us as well from London. Stevie's freezer's broken. That was the news of the day, and his wife's away.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak, yeah. All his ready meals were in there that his loving wife had prepared for him.
That's right. So Stevie's solution, very clear.
Salvage them.
It's good to hear.
Before they go to waste.
All right. Stevie was right about Everton being a banana skin weeks ago when he was analysing the run of games remaining. How does it feel to be right, Stevie?
Oh, here we go. Well, he already told us that he was right in the show.
Aye. I was thinking about it the whole game. You know, when you just want to be wrong. I just felt it. And I smelt it. And then I watched it. It's annoying. You just bring that up to annoy me.
No, I didn't bring it up.
It's part of the question, Stevie.
Even thinking about it is annoying.
Okay.
Which part?
Well, the part that this is as bad an Everton team as they've had in many moons, and we still got to beat it.
Yeah, the good thing is that you're over it.
Yeah, exactly.
You turn the page.
All right.
Let's get another question.
Okay.
You turn the page, Steve.
This is for you, LA. Should Guler go on loan next season or fight for his spot at Madrid?
Well, look, I'm always for fighting for your spot. And if you can make it in Real Madrid and fight your way to be part of the rotation at Real Madrid, and that's, I think, what he should be trying to fight for first. Not thinking I'm going to start matches. Let me be part of the rotation. Let me gain the trust of the manager. And as I become part of the rotation, then maybe there is another place for me to be. And maybe there's another spot for me to be able to impact the play on the field. But right now, he's not even part of that rotation. And what we have seen from him is flashes, and it was the same today. He scored a goal, had a couple of nice touches. Really, you can see the talent is there, that is waiting to come out, but he's had injury issues. There's been some inconsistencies. There's been a malcontent and kind of like, I'm not playing, kind of whiny attitude. All of that has to change. Get it in the rotation first, and then you can fight for bigger things.
If he does get a sniff, who gets there?
Well, let's assume that Juls' boy, Mbappe, is coming to Real Madrid next year, right? That's when it becomes a little bit more crowded for Arda Guler.
Forget it. Go on loan.
Yeah, okay.
You have little faith.
Right.
Okay, for Jules.
Never mind, don't fight.
Forget it.
If you were Arteta, what players would be your priority in the summer transfer market, and who would you try to unload?
That's a really good question. I think the club is already working on that. Edu, Mikel Arteta, all of that. I think finding another defensive midfielder or somebody that can play either in the double pivot, a bit like what Jorginho is doing. I think Thomas Partey would probably be leaving the club in the summer. Someone like Zubimendi, who they really, really like, and they're not the only ones. From Real Sociedad, who's young, who is a really good player on the up with a lot of energy, who could really slot in pretty well. At Arsenal, I think this is one. At left back, I think there's another position there to be looked at. Whether someone like Ferland Mendy, for example, who could be leaving Real Madrid, is of interest because Alphonso Davies is going to come to Real Madrid probably this summer or maybe the one after. Ferland Mendy will be, I think, a good contender for a position at Arsenal. So for me, the midfield, that number 6 and the left back are the two positions that really maybe need the most the strengthening in the squad for next season.
Speaking of unloading, tonight, Jules, Sid Lowe had a big say on what he thought about VAR, and the producer has told me that you were watching the show and asking him, what's going on?
No, it's just that we've had this we have this debate and discussion about VAR for a long time. I'm just like Stevie. I agree with everything Stevie said, and I know, Sid especially was on the fence, but not really on the fence, under the fence, over the fence, on the right of the fence, on the left of the fence. He covered the whole fence. But in the end, I'm with Stevie. It's there. We're not going to go back to what was there before. I know Sweden are doing it, but we're not going to go back to what before. Let's just make sure that it works better. That's it.
Yeah, okay. You guys all in agreement on that. All right. What's the most intimidating stadium you played in that you didn't expect to be? And Ali, if you can think of one now, you can say it. No? Never? Oh, Stevie's never intimidated.
No. No. No, listen, it's like, I always find this strange when people say about different places. I mean, noise, flares, angry faces, fantastic. People shouting at the boss, banging on the boss. Yes, please. Fantastic. Why not? It's great.
You actually loved it.
Absolutely, aye.
LA?
Magic.
And to your point, Stevie, when you go away and play, say for example in World Cup qualifiers in South America, you get all of that. In most places in South America, you get that sort of reaction, and you kind of go, all right, you get used to that. What was intimidating to go in and play Brazil, not only the fact that they had the players that they had available to them, is that when we're going to the stadium, people are not banging on the bus or throwing things at the bus. No, they're dancing on the streets. They're celebrating. They're there, get it, and all that. They know. They know what they have available. They know what we have available.
Have they got any idea what's coming?
Yeah, that's right.
Look at them.
That's right.
On the boss.
That's right. And so, and in the stadium, it's not like we come out on the field and they're booing us. No, they're concerned about their partying and their dancing and the thing and whatever. They know that Ronaldo is about to score. They know Ronaldinho is about to score. They know, right? We pretend not to know, and we're trying to tell ourselves, here we go. Here we go. This is our chance. This is when we make history. 3-0. Game set match. See you guys later. And it happened.
Manager like? So imagine being the manager, right? You're Venezuelan manager. You're playing against Brazil, in Brazil, against all that mob. And as a manager, you've got to come up with some reason why you're going to get a result.
Yeah, no.
What did they ever come up with?
Well, no, I cannot remember because it wasn't memorable. I'll say that much. But I will also say that we went to Brazil and we tied Brazil in World Cup qualifiers. But to the intimidation factor, it's enough. Let me just say this. It's enough when you are standing in the tunnel with Brazil and you see that bright yellow jersey, right? That'll get your attention. But when you walk out and the people are celebrating already, they're already dancing. We haven't even started the game. They already know what the outcome is going to be. We're trying to tell ourselves otherwise.
They're all looking up at the scoreboard to see if there's any goals. It's still 0-0.
One more time with what they I love that. That's what scares you. Like, oh no.
Like, are you kidding me?
That's my favourite one with the shoulders.
Like, what is?
I love that. All right.
Oh, so
Hey, you need to teach me that.
one more thing on that, and because I just thought about it. We had just played Brazil at home. We had just lost to Brazil at home 4-0. Both teams are sitting on the tarmac waiting for our charter flights to go to the next World Cup qualifier. Of course, Brazil's plane comes first and they take off. But before they take off, while we're all here long-faced with 4 goals on us, oh my goodness, what are they going to do? Are they going to fire the coach? What's happening? These guys, it's from here to there. They're dancing, they're celebrating, they got the drums, and oh yeah, and Marcelo's got the drums, and this guy's got that, and that guy's dancing, and you're like, it must be nice. And of course their flight gets here first. Must be nice.
Must be very nice. All right, for Stevie K and Juls, with the Euros this summer, make a case for why the casual fan should cheer on your countries this year. Yeah, Juls, you're going to have to make your case.
Well, you should cheer for France because, we never get to finals, we never win anything. So we need your support to finally win something. Also, we have the best player in the world in Kylian Mbappe. And we have a cool shirt as well, so come and cheer on us.
Okay, all right. That was too much arrogance for me to support that.
I don't know. I don't know whether they still do it, and they probably don't. But when I was younger, when I used to go to the Scotland games, you would be standing on the terrace and there'd be bottles of whiskey getting passed along. And people would just get a swig and pass it on. Honestly, I was...
So this is a selling point for a casual fan.
I was 16, right? And I'm
Very
standing...
COVID-friendly.
16, I'm standing in the Scotland end. Next minute, these bottles of whiskey are getting passed out and everybody's just going like that and having a dip. Then another one would come. Unbelievable.
Because it makes watching the team easier.
Well, they're just very generous as Scots, you know.
Why should the casual fan get behind Scotland?
Well, in case they get offered free whiskey.
All right.
You'll have a good time. You go with Scotland fans, you'll have a good sing-song, you'll have a good laugh, you'll have a good time. Might not win a game, but you'll have a good time. You'll enjoy yourself.
You should have kept that part out, Stevie.
No, that's the obvious bit.
Okay.
That's the only guarantee.
Hopefully you can get behind us. We have some lovely young players. We always get close recently, but we just don't quite do it. And I'm sick of the heartache. I'm sick of the heartbreak. And so is Dan. That's Dan on my side as well. So if you want me and Dan to be happy,
Not selling it very well, is
if you
you?
want me and Dan to be happy, get behind England, all right?
Here we go.
You've just depressed everybody. Followed by get behind England.
Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, loads to enjoy about England this year, all right?
And you had to mention Dan. That takes points away.
Yeah, because Dan feels the pain of the England train with me every single time.
Well, let's hope there's more pain to come.
Oh, thanks, Stevie.
You're welcome.
All right.
You didn't convince me, Kay.
No. We don't convince many to get behind England. They usually just complain about how arrogant our fans are and get upset about it's coming home and don't get the whole point of that song. Yeah.
So it's not coming home.
Getting upset.
Who knows?
Why are you worked up about it? It's coming
I'm not
home.
worked up about it.
I'm not worked up.
I'm not even bothered, all right? Okay, Stevie, how much confidence does a defender get playing in front of a solid goalkeeper? Eric Dyer never looked this good at Spurs or England, but he's been so solid at Bayern, constantly benching Kim Min-jae. Is it all because of an all-time great Neuer behind him to sweep up those loose balls?
I mean, in that case, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, it's fantastic when you don't even think twice about the guy behind you. You think he's going to save it all the time, you think he's going to make good decisions. I mean in the 80s, people would have big centre forwards and they'd fling balls into the box. And we had Brucey Grobbelaar in goal, and he came for everything. And as soon as the ball left the winger's foot, or the fullback's foot, whoever it was putting it in, and it got to a certain height, I didn't even have to think twice about it. I knew Bruce was coming. And so we would just fall in behind, just in case. Not, 99 times out of 100, he'd take it at the sky, fantastic. Odd occasion, maybe fumble. And so we would just get back into a position behind him, just to cover him, just in case. And I didn't even have to think about it. I knew he was coming. And as I said, 99 times out of 100, he collected it.
And while I appreciate the question, and I think the message that is conveyed in the question, that Eric Dyer has been better than anybody would have thought in him going to Bayern Munich, and that he has had more of an impact than they would have thought and they would have hoped. I think Thomas Tuchel brings Eric Dyer because he thinks he can give him an option off the bench, or if you're rotating players in and out, then maybe he's an option of a guy that can cover a hole, not a guy who's going to feature. Where the question and the premise loses weight is the fact that Sven Ulreich has been playing quite a bit because Manuel Neuer was injured for about a month. And that's coincided with the time in which Eric Dyer was playing. So, look, that's where the argument loses validity for me.
Okay.
In this specific case, not to the point of having a solid goalkeeper behind you. That's always going to make you a better player.
For Jules, what would the feeling be like in Paris if Kylian Mbappe should win the Champions League this season and then leave for Madrid?
I think the happiness will be incredible. I think everybody in Paris have now gone over the fact that he was leaving, that he was going to Real Madrid as a free agent as well. We've explained it many, many times on the show. So this is done. I think the fans now are just excited by the end of the season. There's 7 games left, potentially 8 if they reach the Champions League final. They can win 3 more trophies, one potentially tomorrow, the league title, and then there will be the French Cup final, and then, as we said, potentially the Champions League final. And that's all they care about, is that Kylian can bring as many of those 3 extra trophies to the club. So if he does it, and if he does them all, including the Champions League, if he brings the Champions League home, that would be incredible. I just don't think his legacy would change if they only win the league and the cup and not the Champions League, for example. I think his legacy is already massive after 7 years at the club, and I think people have gone over the fact now that he was leaving. Everybody has moved on. Everybody's together now for them to try to get as many of those 3 trophies as they can.
Last question, and what a belter of a question it is. For Stevie, start, bench or drop? Sushi, shepherd's pie with corn, or eggs Benedict?
Oh, what easy. Top of the tree, shepherd's pie, no danger. Absolutely not. Not even.
Even with the corn?
It's not even getting substituted at any stage.
With the corn?
It's with corn.
It's shepherd's pie
It's not
with
shepherd's
corn.
pie. It's not.
But this is the whole point of the question.
Oh, I never saw the corn.
This shepherd's pie is with corn.
I could always pick out the corn.
No, you have to eat it.
I've got to eat it.
Yes.
I've decided.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Here we go.
Well, I can't eat sushi.
Game changer.
So it is absolutely out the window. I couldn't eat it. No chance.
You mentioned Stevie using chopsticks.
Wow. No, he'll ditch the chopsticks quickly. He's like, no, give me that. Ah.
Shepherd's pie or eggs Benedict.
With corn.
See, with corn kills it.
Well, yes.
Corn really kills it.
And what's your issue with eggs Benedict again? Please remind me.
Hey, what about the?
It's just a waste of time.
Hey, what about the guys that we had after in the Clásico watch party? Henry and Thor, with the nutrients that corn gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pro corn.
Well, you saw the 2 of them. It looked as though they'd eaten shepherd's pie with corn.
Okay.
It looked ill.
Eggs Benedict.
Do you know what? I can't eat shepherd's pie with corn.
Okay.
It goes against my religion.
So eggs Benedict you've just got an issue with because it's a waste of time.
I can eat eggs Benedict, but I just think it's a waste of time.
Why is that?
Well, what's the point?
Well, I don't know, but why is it a waste of time?
A bit more posh.
You got to have something with it.
Why?
Because you can't just eat eggs Benedict on its own. You got to have something to dip in it.
Oh, so you don't like that it's underneath whatever carb would be
I
there?
don't like it. No. No.
Okay.
You're giving a
But it wins.
a really good,
It looks like it wins.
eloquent
Well, I could eat
argument.
Okay.
I could eat it.
All right.
I couldn't touch the other 2.
I really hates corn. Corn gets benched.
Honestly,
All right.
It affects the whole dish. It does. You're laughing, but it does.
That makes the expression. It affects the whole dish.
Makes it sound as though it's something exotic, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Jules, don't be taking him out to any fine French restaurants because he won't appreciate
So,
it.
but you don't like corn, period, or just corn?
Oh, I like corn. Yeah,
it's just
corn on the cob. Right? It's when it's mixed in when it's put in together, it affects the taste.
Okay. Of everything.
Yeah.
My palate is not used to that sort of nonsense.
Oh, and that is a fine palate.
Yes.
Sky class.
An uneducated. All right.
Hey, I like what I like. All right.
We'll leave it there.
So,
and we'll say
So
goodbye.
no sushi then. So
Oh, sure,
Big
go.
weekend ahead and a common palate next to me.